Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Lateral Thrills video. I was at Cedar Point on Monday, June 12th, 2023, and I want to give everyone a trip report. This is my trip report from Cedar Point. Before I start the video, I would like to thank everyone for the recent support on my last two videos. Anyways, let's start my trip report out of Cedar Point. I left early in the morning to get there just after opening. Once we got in the park, we went straight back to Steel Vengeance. This is ranked my #1 coaster now, and for good reason. There was great airtime, and there were even inversions mixed in for good measure. We waited about 25 minutes for this ride, so not bad. After Steel Vengeance, we headed over to Maverick. This is right next to Steel Vengeance, so we decided to hit it next, and this ride was good. Like I have said before, I am more like the general public, so this was pretty intense for me, but I liked the ride with its inversions and whippy transitions. We waited about an hour for this ride. After Maverick, I had lunch at Backbeat Q, and it was delicious. I got cornbread, chicken tenders, potato wedges, and a Diet Coke, and the cost was about $24. The price was expensive, but it was quality. It felt like I had an actual meal, which was good. After eating, we went on Magnum XL 200. This ride was fun, but a little janky, but it wasn't too big of a deal. There was great airtime, and the speed of the ride was good as well. We waited 15 minutes for this ride. After Magnum, we went to Valraven. This was my second B&M, and was my second favorite B&M after my visit. This ride was crazy smooth, and the drop was also fun and crazy, but the drop doesn't end the ride. The inversions are also very good, and I was not expecting the vertical drop off the lift hill, but it was still cool. I waited about 50 minutes for this ride. It was time for my first Giga after Valraven, so I got on Millennium Force. Again, this was my first ever Giga coaster, and this ride was amazing. The speed was amazing, and it wasn't overly intense. It was just fun from the second we crested the lift hill to the final brakes. It may seem intimidating, but it really was fun. We waited 50 minutes for this ride. After Millennium Force, we went to Gatekeeper. This was my first wing coaster and my current favorite B&M. It was a crazy smooth ride and had wonderful inversions. It was also graceful. The ride was also fun and very re-rideable, although I only rode it once. We waited 10 minutes for this ride. After Gatekeeper, we went to Blue Streak. This ride was rough. Like, very rough. We did see someone pull out their phone on the lift hill, and then the ride stopped and a worker had to come up, take the phone, and then after the ride was over, they had to escort the patron out of the park. I wasn't a fan of this ride, and hopefully Cedar Point fixes this ride somehow, or they get a new wooden coaster, as the park desperately needs a wooden coaster. We waited 30 minutes for Blue Streak. The last ride of the day was Raptor. This ride was intense, but not too intense. The ride had headbanging, and I did have to brace for the corkscrews, but overall it was okay. I honestly think the ride was a bit overrated, but no big deal. We waited 1 hour and 5 minutes for this ride. After Raptor, I went to get a shirt about Steel Vengeance, and we left the park after buying it. Overall, a great day at the park. The rides were great and intense, and the wait times were bearable, for Cedar Point standards at least. I really want to go back sometime, so maybe sometime later this summer. Well, that is it for my Cedar Point trip report. I had a great day at the park. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.